Hi, my name is JP, and we're going to be going over some hypotheticals and how to think about them. Some ways of thoughts when you're considering hypotheticals. You want to think about relationships, you want to think about monetary value for yourself, you want to think about historical, you want to think about personal, you want to think about societal good. Relationship-wise, like who you're going to date, who you're going to marry. Monetary, like how much money you're going to make. Historical, meaning if you have any like historical value to it, like if you're changing history. And then personal, meaning like what affects your life yourself, which can also have some tieways in relationship and monetary, but I would say this is like slightly different. And then societal good being what good can you do for society. So here's some two hypotheticals we're going to go over today. The first one is you can become anyone for a day. And the second one is you can change anything about the world, absolutely anything, even physics. What is your perfect world? Imagine you can change anything. You are a god, pretty much. You can move anything around. You can make any history yourself. You can make any world you want. You can do anything you want, change anything possible. So the question is, what do you do? So for me personally, here's what I'm doing. I'm taking Earth, okay, just Earth, nothing, no space and anything. I'm making it flat. So you can see everything. You're kind of good. It's got, and its next thing is it's infinite space-wise. It's infinite. So you never run out of room, never run out of land, never run out of resources. Everything is infinite. The thing is, people, there's infinite amount of people. So you can be like, we still have right now 8 billion, but people, you can give birth to as many people as you want. Remember, there's infinite land. So there's going to be infinite people. Like for soulmates, for instance, there's not one soulmate you have because you have infinite people to choose from. You can just move billions and billions of miles away. You're going to find more people. The thing is, people can choose any matter. They can make anything they want. So they can have as much matter as possible. Like they can do whatever. So like if I wanted a drink, I would just get myself a drink. Like I wouldn't have to go buy it. I wouldn't have, very, very socialist kind of. I wouldn't have to go and, remember this is imaginary, so socialism works. I wouldn't have to go to a store. I wouldn't have to work. I'd just be able to make anything I want. It would still not be real. Like for instance, like it'd be real, but if I'm trying to make a person, I can't really make a person. You know, like there's limits to it. Don't get me wrong. If I wanted to make something that someone else hated, I'd have to like move away. Like, you know, like I wouldn't want to be near them. If I wanted to make a water park, I'd have to go away from people. I can't just make the entire thing a water park. I can't turn somebody's house into like my personal man cave. Like I can't really do that, if that makes sense. Oh, the other thing is communication. So you can communicate as much as you want through like telepathic. So there's no need for speech. You can still speak and all that, but there's no need for it. You can just communicate directly to other people. They can like, if you have an idea that you want someone to know, you don't have to record a YouTube video about it. You can just have them know immediately. Like you can just beam it into their head with consent. Of course, you can choose like kind of like an airdrop. You can choose what you want to hear from other people. It's kind of neat. And you can choose what you want to send. So it's not like you're just sending whatever's in your brain at the moment. You can send whatever you want. I also asked ChatGPT what they thought of their perfect world, if they could do this. And they took regular Earth. They didn't want to do anything else with it. I even said, like, you can change physics, you can change whatever you want. They kept Earth, which was surprising to me. I don't think I wouldn't keep Earth. They got rid of all suffering. So there's no human suffering without, like, reason, apparently. They also wanted to have justice throughout, which was weird because in my mind, like, why wouldn't you just get rid of bad thoughts? But I guess they wanted justice. They wanted open communication, like diverse thought. Like they wanted everyone to be able to on the same playing field. They wanted the environment to be nice. So they wanted to reverse global warming and all that. They wanted plants to be thriving. They wanted all these things to be thriving. They wanted innovation to still happen. So they still wanted ideas and inventions, which makes sense, but why not just make it so inventions, like the best of the best is already out there? That's what I would be doing. Overall with that one, if you want to think about it in different ways, you can. It really depends on the person. I think it's a great question to ask people. If you have like a friend, you can really see what they think about like their life. Like if you ask someone what's his perfect world, and he's like, oh, I have all these dates, like everything, like, you know, he's pretty lonely. If you ask someone what's their perfect world and they're like, oh yeah, I think that like Trump would be like all these things, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what you're thinking. It also shows you how big people think or how small they think. Like if you ask someone what their perfect world is and they're saying stuff like, oh, I'd probably just have this world, but with like a little less suffering. Like you could think bigger than that. In my opinion, this is a great question to ask people if you want to know really into their thought process. So here's a big one I want to spend some time on, is you can spend one day as any person in history at any point in their life. So you can do modern, you can do past, you can do anything you want. So there are some stipulations and some criteria for this. Can be anyone alive or dead, anybody at all, any point in history, including the future, so you can't choose from the future. And every action you take as them, they don't regret. So the next day, they think that they did it. They think that that's the one. They were sound of mind. They made that decision. We'll get back to that. You have the ability to remember anything from their past. You retain all of your memories, so everything in your head is going to stay the same. When you return, you only keep what you had to remember as them. And they keep none of your memories. So when you're there, you can remember things from their past. Like if they liked mint chocolate chip ice cream, you can remember that as them. And when you come back, you can remember that they like mint chocolate chip ice cream. But you can't remember like all their memories. Only stuff that you brought back into your mind as them during that day, if that makes sense. So let's jump back to our ways of thought here. Relationships, monetary, historical, personal good, and societal good. So there's a lot of ways to think about this with this one. You could do relationships. You could marry whoever you want, your dream girl or dream guy. You could do monetary. You could become Elon Musk and you could just give yourself a bunch of money. You could do historical, prevent Abraham Lincoln, all these things. Personal, you can go and you can change something about your past. You can change something about your future. Societal good, you can go and make sure that MLK was never assassinated. You can go do all these other things. That kind of ties into historical, but you can make it so that all these bad things never happened. World War II, all those things. So here's some historical and societal good ones that we're going to focus on for a minute. Abraham Lincoln. You could prevent his assassination for that day. That would change the course of history. That changed a lot about Reconstruction. And so this would be a very positive thing for our world. You can also make it so that he was in office before the Civil War, maybe trying to keep the Union together. But then the Civil War was necessary. I don't know. Adolf Hitler. You can always just kill yourself as a baby, prevent World War II from happening. Genghis Khan, for instance, you could stop that from happening. One of the most genocidal mans out there, Genghis Khan, you could stop all the destruction that he had. Robert Oppenheimer, if you're not a big fan of nuclear bombs, you can stop the nuclear bomb from being made. Yes, it would probably still have been made from the Germans and all that, but like you could become someone in that field to stop it completely. Any of the founding fathers, this is a big one. So you can change, like if you're not a fan of the Second Amendment, go back. We don't have the Second Amendment anymore. If you're not a fan of the way the Constitution dictates what the president does, you can go back and change that. A lot of things you can do there. Harry Truman, don't have to drop the bomb on Japan if you're really against that. Martin Luther King Jr., stop him from being assassinated. Be JFK, stop him from being assassinated. That would change quite a bit. You could also be Donald Trump. You can do a lot of things as that, as we know. Personal gain, Elon Musk or any billionaire really. Like I said, they don't regret anything that happened, so they can just give you a bunch of money and then you can stay as your person. Mansa Musa, who's the most rich guy ever. You can see what it's like to be the richest person in the world. He had the most amount of gold in Africa ever. Most amount of gold to anyone. Upwards in the like 300 billions, like kind of like a lot of money up there. If you want to be married to a celebrity, Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, easy picks there. Eva Mendes is married to Ryan Gosling. If you want to be married to Ryan Gosling for a day, you could do that. Ryan Reynolds, also great. You could be married to Blake Lively. You could be Blake Lively and be married to Ryan Reynolds. Colin Jost, he's married to Scarlett Johansson. You could be married to her for a day. A lot of options there. Here's some of the purposes about philosophy like this, like hypotheticals like this. You may be thinking, what's the point of thinking about these hypotheticals if they don't give me any gain? Like they don't do anything for me. Well, they teach us about ourselves. Like they show our true colors. If you're thinking really small in one of these, that just shows that it doesn't mean you're not like a smart person. It just means that you have a different way of thinking than other people. It also shows you what other people are thinking. So if you ask someone, hey, if you could be anyone for a day, and they're thinking purely about being married to someone or purely about money, you know what they're thinking. They're not thinking about societal good. They're thinking about themselves mostly. It also gives us interesting looks into the past and future. It's a very fun idea to think about what would have happened if Abraham Lincoln wasn't assassinated. And it's a very interesting, they're fun. They're fun to talk about. They're a good conversation starter. They're great icebreakers. I use them quite a bit. So in conclusion, those are some hypotheticals that I like thinking about. I would ask some people them. If you're watching this, if you made it to the end of the video, go out and ask like your mom or your dad or your friends, hey, if you could be anyone for a day, who would it be? And if you could change anything about the world, physics, all that, your perfect world, what would it be? Go out and ask those people. And if you like this video, or let me know your thoughts about what you would have done for these hypotheticals in the comment section. Let me know if you want some more hypotheticals or some more political stuff. That's all. Thank you.